Welcome to a Resolve Overview video. In this demonstration, we're going to take a look at the Active Directory health check. I'm going to go ahead and press the execute button, which will kick off the automations for the following activities around the Active Directory health check. We're going to identify all of the AD security groups and get those security group members, as well as getting the user groups by their last logon. We're going to go ahead and process those logons and groups, identify any unlinked GPOs, identify the unused user accounts as well as the expired and disabled user accounts. Now all of this is running in the background simultaneously to capture the information and bring it back to display on screen. On the bottom half of the screen, you'll notice there are placeholders for that information to appear. As the information comes back, it will populate in. On the very bottom, what we're also seeing is all of the tasks being performed with the detail supporting it. So first we'll take a look at the middle section with the rolled up information before delving into the detail. From a total security group perspective, we found 47 groups with 32 groups that are empty. In a group policy perspective, we found that there are 3 GPO policies with 1 unlinked GPO. For users, we found 19, 3 of which are disabled, and 8 of which are inactive. If I take a look at the bottom, I can see the details of each of the actions performed, grabbing me the raw information, but on the far right, I can click on the hyperlink, and that gives me the raw detail of each of the informations that has been brought back for that particular group, user, or group policy as we've performed the automation to capture. So this gives me a great overview into the environment and what's going on. Obviously, I have fields here filled out for the Active Directory system, a location to put the GPO report, and the number of days for the search related to group user last logon. On the left-hand side, I have a variety of different options. As I click into each of these, it will already have the information in it performed by these automations. We'll go ahead and take a look at the unused security groups first. This is going to bring up, again, all of the raw information just performed, but on the right-hand side, the detail related to the security groups that are not in use. If I take a look at each one of these, starting with group member login, I can already see the common name, the domain name, and all of the details associated to it. So this one happens to be domain admins, and we have domain users. As we scroll through, we can see who's logged in and who's not. Again, the detail performed here is on the bottom. We're giving the option to do a self-approved change, which is going to do a backup and delete, meaning that a change request will be created with the change system of record. In this case, we're using Sharewell. So all I need to do is, again, verify by putting in the AD system and execute that automation. However, if I step back to the main menu, I also have an option to do a scheduled cleanup and an immediate cleanup. So as each one of these different options, I have the ability to perform those individually and capture that in its individual change request, or perform the whole set of activities rolled up in either scheduled or immediate cleanup. For a scheduled cleanup, a change request will be created for each of the activities. As they become approved, they can then be performed. For an immediate cleanup, I would go ahead and execute all of those cleanup activities at one time by entering in the Active Directory system here, and it will of course perform all of the removal and deletion with a backup as appropriate for each of these items. Lastly, we have a configuration for AD system and credentials. We can configure the Active Directory system so that we have that to reference, and we can also configure the credentials that we will use to access those Active Directory systems. Thank you for watching. This has been an overview of the Resolve Active Directory Health Check.